Good morning, everyone. I'm Monica Quintero, the PR manager for the Odessa Police Department, and I'm with Deputy Chief Robert DePorto. We're at our Coffee with the Cop event this morning. Good turnout so far here at Whataburger. Robert, tell us a little bit about what's going on today.
So we're having coffee with the cop. We're encouraging the public to come out and have a cup of coffee with us. Uh, Nice time for them to come out, ask us any questions they have, see what's going on at OPD.
Ask hard questions. You like that especially, huh?
Exactly. The harder the better.
Yeah, the harder the better. We do have people ask us all sorts of questions from on our Facebook page. We get a lot of questions as well. And so this gives you a chance to get up close and personal with our officers. We're here until 9. Show us some of the cool stuff that we're going to be giving away, the swag, as we like to call it.
We have an OPD coffee mug. We got a new OPD tumbler, and Whataburger's graciously given us some tumblers of their own to give away.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. I want to give a close-up view. If you can see it, it's got our logo on there. Some of the other stuff that they're giving, we found this pretty funny. Whataburger has this dip trip. And what I like about it, I don't know if you can see it, but you put it kind of on your air conditioner in the car, and hopefully it prevents the sauce from falling over. You've had that in your car happen, right?
Yes, I have. I'll probably need one of those.
I know my fiance really needs one of these. Some of the other things that we have, we're giving away some badges, patches, excuse me, and then we have these coins that are pretty cool. And it's just, a good way to get some of this stuff here and our way to say thank you to all the folks and everything they do. What is the location of this Whataburger?
This is 4960 East 42nd, the intersection of JBS and 42nd. So come on out and have some coffee with us.
What kind of questions do you typically get asked from people?
People usually ask questions about how the police department operates, or whether or not they filed a report with us, or ongoing criminal investigations. So we're open to answering any questions that y'all have, with an understanding if it's an ongoing investigation, there's only so much we can say, but we'd gladly try to give you as much information as we can.
And I like that. I know one thing here at the Odessa Police Department we talk about often is transparency, right? And really letting our citizens know what's going on.
Yes, we want to be as transparent as possible. And here recently we've gotten some
cases we put online on social media.
Yes, through our either our Facebook or through our app. So feel free to get on there and monitor the things that we're doing.
Yeah, because a lot of good information. We've been trying to give out the affidavits, the mug shots, give some insight into some of these cases because people will see things happening around town and they certainly have questions about it. If you don't have any money today because you're on a budget like most of us, don't worry. Whataburger is so kind and they're giving us some free coffee. I filled mine about 10 times this morning.
And some cinnamon rolls. We got those for you. So you don't necessarily have to come spend money. We'll give you the coffee. We'll give you a cinnamon roll. We'll sit down and have some discussions.
I'm trying to see if there are any questions we can kind of sift through. I can't tell right there, but we want you to ask your questions online too, and we're going to take some time to answer them. We even have Chief Michael Gerke. He's out here along with some of our officers. We've had some young people stop by. They saw it online and they said, hey, we wanted to know a little bit more about the Odessa Police Department. I know one question I get asked a lot about the hiring process. What does it take to get into the Odessa Police Department?
Well, it's a long process, but you do have to apply. There's a City of Odessa website. You just go on there, and depending on what position you want, you just click on it, and it guides you through the process. And then to get to the police department, you either apply for a recruit position or for a police officer position. And then that goes to our personnel that handles the hiring. They walk you through the process. There's several steps that need to be taken. You have to do an interview, and then after the interview, if your background is successfully completed, then you have to do a polygraph, psychological test, and then after you get through all that, then you're offered an opportunity to come work for us.
You've been with the Odessa Police Department how long?
I've been with OPD for 30 years already.
30 years. We do stories on people who've been here for decades. What is it about OPD that keeps people here, that keeps them wanting to come back to that job? I think in this day and age, you hear about people switching jobs often. So having so many people with that longevity, what is the key to having that?
Well, I think the key is just being happy doing what you're doing and having an organization like the Odessa Police Department that supports its employees. You know, it makes it worthwhile coming to work. I've been here, like I said, for 30 years, and I've enjoyed all the time that I've had here. The police department has treated me kindly and fairly. And I think if you really set your mind to it and this is a career that you want, Odessa Police Department is the place you want to be.
Yes, we do have Billy asking a question. How often are you guys doing this? So, Robert, how often do we do Coffee with a Cop?
Well, we try to spread them out throughout the year. So we try to do 3 to 4 per year, and we'll spread it out throughout the year. So a lot of times, depending on participation from the citizens, if we don't have any participation from the citizens, you know, it kind of not worth doing them. So the more people come out and interact with us, the more encourages us to go out and do these more often.
I want to go back to the longevity that we talked about at the Odessa Police Department. I hit my year yesterday. You put up with me for a year. Can you believe that?
Yes, it's hard to believe.
Hard to believe it went by so fast. But that is the one thing we can say about the Odessa Police Department. We are really like a family, and I think that makes us. It's just a great fit. Sorry, we saw the chief. He was giving us faces
Yes,
as we're
he
doing
was.
this interview. Age. I know a lot of times we get asked on Facebook, how old is there an age limit? Is there a cutoff that, hey, I'm too old, I can't be an officer?
No, we don't have an age limit. As long as you're able to perform the duties of a police officer, we welcome anybody to come and join our ranks.
So that's good. Age is but a number, right?
Nothing but a number.
Nothing but a number. All right, guys. Again, we're going to be here until 9 a.m. Tell us the location again.
It's 4960 East 42nd, the intersection of John Ben Shepherd Parkway and 42nd.
And we have lots of swag to give away. Again, we have these tumblers. We have the Odessa Police Department one. We have the Whataburger one and the mug. And we also have some patches. We have some
challenge coins.
Yes. And
some ketchup.
Dip Trip. These are hilarious. I really like this. It's starting to get packed here. The sun's coming up. I know it's very early for some of us. I don't get up this early typically. It's early.
It is early.
So come drink lots of coffee with us, have a good time, and get to know our officers. Here at the Odessa Police Department, we have a lot of great people who really, this is where they live. This is where their families live, and this community means a lot. We have another question from Veronica Marufo. I apologize if I butchered that name. Is the OPD training in sensitivity approach towards citizens that may have a disability that are not visible? Example, autism.
Yes, ma'am. We do that type of training. As a matter of fact, it's a Texas Commission Law Enforcement Officers training that we have to have that training. So yes, we do that.
That is a really good question. Yeah, all sorts of training. Even officers have a lot more intense training, but even in my role, that's the one good thing about OPD. We talked about being a family, but also they give us the tools that we need to do our job. Even I had some training when I came on board and continue to train to keep those skills up. And I know we deal a lot with that, even with missing people, right? And we've done some cases with autistic children.
Yes. We run into all kinds of types of cases, and as long as we get the proper training, we encourage our officers to attend the training and use that training whenever they're out there interacting with the public.
Okay, I'm going to see if we have any more questions. Not right now, but if you have any more questions, leave us one. We'll try to do a Facebook Live a little bit later in the morning. What time is it, Robert?
It is 7:10.
7:10. So maybe we'll come back around 8 o'clock since we have an hour left. So have a great morning. We hope you'll come out here. Whataburger, 42nd. We're going to be here until 9 o'clock. Anything you want to add before we head out?
I just encourage everybody to come on out. We'll be here till 9. and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have for us.
All right. See you guys there.
Thank you.